Ladies and gentlemen, Kazangpo and welcome to Watch Your Sports Arena here in PARO for match day 64 of the BoB Bhutan Premier League. And what a fixture we have today. It is PARO FC, the Tigers, against RTC FC. For PARO, this is their first domestic outing since the memorable AFC victory over Abu Muslim, and they return home with confidence, running high earlier this season. RTC were the side that lost to PARO, but when these two met again, Tigers finally found their breakthrough and found it emphatically 4 goals without reply in their first matchup. Early on the 19th of May, 2 goals came in from Tiger Keita Jima, no longer a part of the squad, but the rest from Abdul Balde and Richard Sania, where that match also marked the debut of Siddiqui Jawara and Abdul Balde as well. Now with 31 points already on the board, PARO have another opportunity to strengthen their position at the summit. 3 more points today would open a 7-point gap over second place Timbu City. But RTC arrived looking to make sure that doesn't happen. The visitors come into this one after a 2-1 defeat to Thimphu FC, a result that saw them surrender 4th place over to Thimphu. But there is fresh optimism in the RTC camp. Jigdral returns from injury. Did go down with an ankle issue during warm-ups in one match early on in their campaign. Missed him for a couple of games, but now he's back, and the arrival of Riku Ichimura in their squad as well gives them another attacking option as they look to reignite their campaign. A victory today would not only restore their place in the top 4, it would bring them within 4 points of 3rd place Transport United. So there is plenty on the line at both ends. PARO looking to extend their lead, RTC looking to reclaim their position and close the gap above them. And after the drama of continental football, the Tigers are back home for another important league battle. Before the national anthem, let's take a look at today's starting lineups. For PARO under head coach Pushpalal, a couple of changes since that AFC campaign. Gelson Zangpo back in goal as their captain. Siddiqui Jawara as always in that back line. They have Tomoyoki Hanazato, they have Abdul Balde, they have Nimawangdi Purpawangshu, who's getting the start as well. Yuta Mishima Som sitting Toji, the youngster as well, alongside Mohiba Fridi Tarikazi and Richard Sania. Pretty intimidating lineup, especially given the depth they have as well. Plenty of talents on the bench going forward. Ugin Toji, Mamun Musa Khan, Dinesh Kurung, Kinga Wanchu Keza Toji, Sitim Namge Evans, Asante, Lamin Saidi, and Mustafa Chalo. Quite a long list. They could even put up a second 11 and it would rival any other starting 11 out in the BoB Bhutan Premier League. But right now, the opponents to beat are as follows. Under head coach Ugindoji, it is RTC FC with Dindum Namgil on goal. Chimitsawa, their captain for today. Nathaniel Tete, Pema Zangpo, Ugindoji, Jigdral, Abdul Majid Chamate, Jimmy Sidim, Sangyezer, Kwadowakwa, and Riku Ichimura in the starting 11. Still not seeing the return of Takin and Babila. But they do have plenty of options today. Names as well. Dilip Mongar and Kinza Tenzin has been benched for today alongside Tenzin, Lekto Kazajimi and Gedin Rinchen, whom we may see sometime soon in that back line of theirs. But ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to an amazing day here at PARO. It is PARO FC, the Tigers at home in red and black. It is RTC, the Blues, in their signature kit as well. But without further ado, let's await the national anthem to get things going.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able to, please stand up for the national anthem.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Kuzu Zangpo, and welcome back again. Sunny weather out here at PARO at Bochu. Hopefully, it lasts for the entirety of the match. Does feel like it will. But a quick look at the table before we move on with the match. PARO FC up on top, followed by Timber City 4 points away. So the chance for PARO to extend that lead by 7. Transport United 2 behind Timber City. Timber FC in 4th, RTC in 5th, Drukpa in 6th, BFF in 7th, Sirang in 8th, Tensung at 9th, Ugan Academy in last place, 4 points to that name. That amazing performance from Tensung, especially from their captain, who did an amazing job up front as a striker. Just amazing game we had then. But again, most recently, we did have another exciting match, 5-5 the scoreline between BFF and Sirang FC down at Sirang, but representing the entire federation, apologies for the failure, for not being able to broadcast that match. As far as I know, our setup was messed up. We did try to restore our internet connection for the entirety of the day, but apparently our, wires were damaged, it seems. So not really much we could do. So our sincerest apologies for that. Just a little bit of transparency so that there's no confusion. But right now on screen, the officials responsible for holding down the match today, it is main referee Pema Tsewang, assisted by Kilipenjo and Tanin Tsering, and the fourth official for today, Wang Chen. Again, today's match, very interesting. PARO FC, as strong as they are, RTC, they do have the quality in their players. Just the issue has been that they have not been able to find the consistency in their last couple of games. Matches that should have come easy really struggled. Even that match, which almost was level between Ugan Academy, I believe, ended up with a goal from Jimmy Tserim that gave them the lone goal and the winner. But now with Jigdrill in the mix alongside Rico Ichimura, they do have a lot more options. Pema Zangpo has been struggling this season. Started off with a strong goal versus Tensung, I believe, in that 4-0 victory, where Sado Jahanov had the opening 2, followed up by Jigdrill and Pema Zangpo. But since then, the Magician has not really been able to deliver. The sniper, typically those long shots, his signature, haven't found the mark, haven't found the accuracy on these shots. And right now, a big obstacle at hand. Gelson Zangpo, very underrated at this point in time, has been consistently getting call-ups to the national squad, but not really feeling the love for the goalkeeper. Again, it is mainly due to the fact that PARO's defense is just that amazing that we do not necessarily see Gelson Zangpo forced out of his comfort zone. But again, we did have that one match where he was just simply amazing. Gelson Zangpo solely responsible for so many amazing saves, silenced so many questions. But with the whistle, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in action. Do let me know which team you are behind. Do let me know, what do you think the end result will be like? But right now, 4 p.m. here in Bhutan, give or take a couple of hours, maybe minutes for our friends from abroad, maybe down in Australia as well. But we are now in action. So far, that back line looking pretty solid. The partnership between Chauka and Sange is something we've seen time and time again. Abdul Majid in the mix. RTC's foreign signings have not necessarily been the primary option going forward for head coach Ugin Toji. But then again, the Burmese players, in fact, have been playing just amazing. Chauka and Gedirinchen in that back line was an amazing pairing. Was personally looking forward to seeing that today, but doesn't look like we will see the Ugan Academy alumni play, at least for the start, as PARO with a dangerous chance early on. A minute in and that ball already whizzing past Dendum Namgyal. Not quite sure if we had any contact from PARO or even from RTC, but PARO look like they will be taking the most out of this opportunity. 3 numbers up front, closing down. Nyemawandi able to put some pressure. Big bro and little bro from Samti duking against each other down on that left flank for RTC. Jigdrill is batchmates with Nimodi's little brother, Karmat Sitam, who we saw play for Paro till last season, moved down to Australia now. But again, these two grew up playing football together alongside a couple of other talents who I'm not sure you guys may know. But an interesting history between the two, just a little bit of fun fact. But right now we are back to Siddiqui Jawara. A defender, hard to hold down, does have the body to help out in that back, does have the defensive ability, but again, he has the mind of going up front every chance he gets. Rest assured, he will put up at least 2 shots. Does have the efficiency to get a goal in those very few shots as well. Right now on screen, RTC's head coach so far has been doing amazing. RTC, a lot of struggles within their own squad, a lot of roster changes, a lot of injury concerns. Just unlucky for the coach, but amazing staying in the top half of the table despite the issues he was facing. Early on, had Sado Jakhanov, who looked like a promising talent. Many of you may not know, but he was brought over from Abu Muslim. Was a part of their squad last year. But again, he did not work out. Eventually, had Babila shining, but he went down with an injury, just unfortunate. Then Jigdrill, who was erupting as a primary goal scorer, as a primary threat up front for RTC, just in warm-ups went down with an ankle injury, but right now he is back. On screen, Tomoyuki Hanazato, apparently, the captain for Paro. Missed out last year's AFC campaign, but came back in this year. Solid as RTC. Almost gets a chance off of Nathaniel Tette's amazing display of heart. Gelson Zangpo unable to clear it away. From the forward, went straight towards the number 7. If that boot had been angled just a bit out, could have been a completely different story 3 minutes in. Chatur has Jigdrill taking the mark, but he will not rush against Abu Muslim. Did see Chatur get a lot of flexibility, a lot of freedom to operate up front, even invert in midfield. Stood there primarily. Look again, he's doing the same right now inside the center circle. That has been working for him. Look at the confusion now as Richard Sanya. A lot of space for Yuta Mishima. Bali with the follow-up, but the chance denied both the goal scorers during that 2-0 victory versus Abu Muslim. Just amazing shots. Took 4 days for me to get my voice back after that amazing representation of Drukpa Pride. But seems like it will be a bit of time before we get our first conversion for the day. Tarikazi. Too far out for Abdul Ipaze. Dindup. No advantage for Paro, but Chitur may look to play a clean challenge in, but Sangye is there. Nima not quite happy with the call. The throw-in has been awarded to RTC. Sangye is there taking it. Header comes in from Mohib Afridi. Again, the defender has come alive in the amazing fashion. Struggle, at least, if you can even call that a struggle, in the first few games for Paro while he was getting used to the squad. But right now, in the last 4 games, his presence has just been amazing. Alongside Tarikazi and Siddiqui Jawara, you can rest assured that for Paro, he is not letting a single ball through. Hopefully a bit more of that quality on display today, but right now it will be Gelson Zangpo. Richard Sania finds Chutra on the right. Sange is there. Now a step behind. Inside towards Sania. Nyima back out to Richard Sania at the edge of the box. Cross may come in. It is a left-right pass over to Chutra, who smashes it all the way past everybody else. Had a lot of promise coming in with that shot, with that connection between the two. But again, the first of many to come. Not a chance they will come to regret anytime soon. Still, Terikazi only inside the first 7 minutes, but close calls coming in both ways. Had that one chance from Nathaniel Tete off of that deflection from that clearance from Gelson Zangpo. But right now, RTC doing well to hold on. Riku Ichimura, name familiar to PARO FC fans, was a part of their squad last season for their AFC campaign. Right now has been pushed away by RTC, who are looking to bolster up their numbers, their goal scoring numbers up front. Kinza Tenzin was last year's top scorer, but the struggles have been real this year. His ability just undeniable, but the help just not coming in from the rest of their squad. And now with Kwado Aqua in the middle, Riku Ichimura up front, helped by Jigdrill down on the flanks. Can we see a reawakening for RTC, or will PARO just continue on bulldozing throughout the rest of the league? Does look like the latter will be an opportunity coming first, but what just happened? Sangi is here. An own goal 8 minutes in, as Sangi is there. Was trying to send it away, but just smashed it straight in the middle of his own nets. Just unlucky for the defender. As RTC gifts one over to PARO. Not quite sure what the intention was behind that. But again, you have to move on to the next play is what your mentality is supposed to be. Still only 1 goal deficit. Something RTC can realistically come back from. But right now, despite the stern face on the coach, can't argue with the fact, but he is definitely happy with that gift coming his way from the side of RTC. Sangi is there. Hopefully he is able to recover mentally the burden. Coming in with the realization that you may just have cost your team the match is a harsh bit of thinking to deal with. Hopefully he gets that out of the way, gets his mind onto the next play as we are back. Abdul Majid Shamate. RTC does get possession all the way inside PARO South. So if they play their cards right, could be a beautiful series of touches coming in. But right now, we failed in step 1, and now PARO with possession. Richard Sania. An amazing pressure coming in from RTC, but space over. Down on the flanks for Richard Sania. Does get a clean angle now for Gelson to play it up to Nyima. Flicked up over to Abdul Ipalde. Contested. Jimmy Sidham able to get it towards a teammate in the nick of time. And now Jimmy again, look at the positioning from the midfielder. As now Sangi Hazard. Looks like he is back, but despite the ambitions behind that pass, it was unable to get it towards Vampire up front. And now Gelson Zangpo it is. Gelson Zangpo, no rush for Paro. The home side up by one off of a miraculous gift coming in from RTC. Close call there, Chauka. Pretty heavy coming against Palte. Then Namgil clipped by the flailing of Abdul Balde as well. And the goalkeeper is down for RTC. A lot of risk taken by the captain of RTC. Does look like that right foot connected up against Tendum Namgil. Doesn't look like it will be anything major to be worried about, but right now the goalkeeper may want every bit of his agility in form. Going ahead into the match, still more than 80 minutes left here in this match. And RTC may need all the divine intervention they could get coming their way. Now back in play, Sange Ezer. Able to get a pass in towards Riku Ichimura, but unable to keep it towards a teammate on the second ball. It is Vampire, waited too long. Siddiqui Jawara against Nathaniel Tete. Down on the ground, but I do believe it was mostly his own doing. And now Siddiqui Jawara back out to Gelson Zangpo. Tarikazi, RTC sitting a bit deeper. Most of their numbers posted inside their own half up front. Tasks have been left to their Japanese. Possible chance. RTC quick to clear it off. And now in midfield, taken away. Kwado Aqua plays it over to the flank. Riku Ichimura, one touch over to Nathaniel Tete, who may have the pace, but Gelson Zangpo. No hesitation from the goalkeeper, stepping way beyond his line. And that pays off immensely as Paro quick to the counter on the other end. Richard Sania. Missed connection towards Yuta Mishima, but with that, we are back in play for RTC. Sange Ezer. Seems like that own goal, now a weight off of his mind, is back in proper form. Riku Ichimura played over to Jigdrill. Strong enough to shield it away from Chotur. That touch back. Try to get it away from Hagi. Sange Ezer. Jigdrill gets it past Chotur over to Sange. Left foot whips it in, but without finding a teammate, it is possession turn over to Gelson Zangpo. So far, amazing interventions coming in from the referee, and now Abdul Pale on the other end. Too strong for Chauka. Sange Ezer. Jigdrill steadily stepping in to help as well. Sange Ezer's challenge is clean enough. Jigdrill gets possession back out to Chauka. And now Sange Ezer still. Abdul Pale unable to get past the trio down on the flanks. And that clearance sends it all the way up to Jimmy Tidim. Quarter of an hour in. A slow stretch apparently from both teams. Paro again, no reason to rush. RTC doing the same as well, taking touches away from Paro. Should deny them at least the momentum they had coming in from that own goal. The pressure right now much more eased. And out of that, Pema Zangpo able to play a ball directly up. But again, loving the confidence from Pema Zangpo, but the accuracy has just been off for most of this campaign. But again, looking at the positive side, at least this time the shot was as on target as you could be. More times often than not, he does smash that ball all the way above the crossbar. At least this time it was towards Gelson Zangpo. So good signs for RTC, but it is Paro's possession they have to deal with first before they could get a second shot. Taken away, Chimmy. Nathaniel Tete Siddiqui Jawara coming in the wild swing. But that does work. Richard Sanya up front to Balde. Balde inside the box. Right foot comes in, but then to Namgel. Amazing save from the RTC goalkeeper to keep the margin as tight as he can. Again, Balde was definitely trying to send it in. Past then Namgel was a bit away from the goalkeeper as well. But just amazing with his form. But maybe one more task up front for the goalkeeper as PARO has their possession cleared off. Somsering. Amazing cross coming in. Does not meet Abdul Balde up in the air, but there is help coming in from Richard Sanya. Trying again, Mohib Afridi the possible target, but without advantage it will go over to RTC again. Somsering Toji, number 24 on the left flank for PARO. Got his first start against Ugan Academy in that 11-0 victory. Just saw how crucial his role, how amazing his ability was then, was able to hang out with the starting 11 and right now proving his case even further. Vision and delivery was just excellent. Did keep it in towards Sanya despite missing Balde. But with that, Tariq Kazi at the end of that goal, RTC will be given possession today. Again, Siddiqui Jawara on that back line was the guy challenging for the ball against Nathaniel Tete early on. That back line currently has Nyima, Siddiqui Jawara on the left back alongside Tariq Kazi and Mohib Afridi. Somsering helping out on the flanks. On the bench, a lot of names for PARO. Ugen Toji, Musa Khan, Dinesh, Kinga, Keza Toji, Sitim Namge, Asante, Lamin Sairi, Mustafa Jallo. So many names in the bench for PARO. Just amazing depth they have in their roster. Amazing squad building. For the Tigers, again, it should be much needed given the campaign they have coming up soon. But right now, Yuta Mishima tied up at the top of the scorers list of the BoB BPL alongside Transport United's Abayomi, Timbusiri Sadiq Suli, and recently joined by Rinzin Tochi with that amazing brace. Was 2 goals down but managed to climb up to 10 versus Tsirang. Could not secure a win, but again, Tsirang just played amazing in that match. So many amazing back and forths between the two. But right now, PARO looking to blitz in that left flank completely open as that middle collapsed. And now, dangerous ball coming in. Jigtril lets it roll, gets the best out of Chatur, and it will be a throw-in for RTC. 20 minutes in. Pressure steadily going both ways. Sange Ezer does seem to have recovered from that mishap earlier as well. Not many options. PARO doing well with their pressure. The Rikazi, unfortunate touch. Vampire unable to keep it away. Hagi for the recovery for PARO. Chotar off of Sange Ezer. But seems like it has been RTC who has gained the throw-in again. Chauka. Heavy pressure coming in from Abdul Palde. Then Namgil with a better pressure himself as well. But Jigdrill this time unable to find angles past the post set up. Tariq Kazi, it will be his throw-in. Hagi. Balde, it is a clean pass, but Balde with a stumble, unable to get that right foot to find contact with that ball. At least recovers, and now Yuta Mishima back out to Sanya. Blocked off by Chauka. An amazing read from the captain, gets a touch in. Barely deflects it away from the incoming Richard Sanya. Denum Namgil with his ball. Kelton Afridi there, Siddiqui Jawara. Brought a lot of smiles out at Chang Limitang during that match versus Abu Muslim. Everybody saw his attempts. And then we even had that marvelous bit of skill up front that ended up with an amazing reaction coming in from the big man. But again, rest assured, dear fans, that he will let loose if he ever finds space around the center line. He will let off a couple of bullets. So far, both his goals have come in against, both his long-range goals have come in against Thimphu FC. First one, open play against Baitika. The second one, free kick against Pramej Agachadar. It was here at Wochu as well. So hopefully, he gives the fans what they want as Jimmy Sidham plays it up. Bema. Siddiqui tracking back. Nathaniel Tete, plenty of pace, but Afridi quick enough to intimidate that run away. Gelson Zangpo had that ball coming inside his bench as well, inside his box as well. And now Siddiqui Jawara. Just look at the height difference. Richard Sania, by no means short, but Siddiqui just dwarfing everybody else. Back out to Gelson Zangpo. Abduli Balde. Tomoyuki. Tomoyuki still. Kwadawakwa is beaten. So is Jimmy right inside. Abdul Majid Mate, however. Sends it all the way back to Gelson Zangpo for a restart. 24 minutes in. A comfortable lead right now for PARO. It is only up by 1, but right now, given the tempo of this match, not really sure if we will see one more go in the first half at least. Ball comes in. Yuta Mishima had that ball smacked away by Den Namgel, and it was just in the right direction too. Yuta Mishima ever so hungry for that one more goal. Almost came close to his 11, but right now Vampire with the chance off of Mohib Afridi. Too hard on the hit from Vampire again. Had a clean chance. Gelson Zangpo off his line. No defender near him to put the pressure up. Vampire just smacked it all the way up and beyond the post itself. That for sure will be a chance he will regret in the match coming up, because errors from Mohib Afridi have become so uncommon that even this time it was quite a bit of a shock seeing him make a mistake. And now that PARO will be a bit more careful, RTC will have to work just that much more harder to find their next shot. Riku Ichimura is able to keep it towards Jake Drill. Can the Magician get right back to his bit of wizardry that he has so far committed for RTC? Riku Ichimura plays it in. Jimmy Sidham. Sange is there. Kodo Aqua, Jimmy Sidham. May have been a bit too hard. It is. Cannot find his runner down on the wing in Nugan. And it will be Gelson Zangpos. Again, Jimmy Sidham so far enjoying his role in midfield. Early on, Babila played centre back, moved up to defensive midfielder. Did well holding plays, building up as well. Had a lot of amazing decisions coming in from the big man, but ever since he went down with that injury of his, seems like Jimmy Sidham has been given the reins to start building up in front of his centre-backs. And he has been doing an amazing job too. No matter what the pressure is like, you can rest assured that he will keep that tempo in his team's favour. Doing the same right now. Sania off of a lazy challenge coming in from Pema. Zangpo tried to get a cheeky start as well. Just recently versus Thimphu, Denim Namgil ended up conceding a powerful free kick over from Tinchu Gelson. That memory probably still fresh in his mind. Hopefully he is able to stay aware enough for any of these set pieces coming in from PARO, who are equally or maybe even more dangerous than Thimphu FC when it comes to set pieces. Daniel Tete not getting a call, wanting a bit of understanding from the assistant referee there. Will not get one. No use thinking more about it. 27 minutes in, we are now back in action with PARO. Still up by one with that own goal from Sangye. Is there? It is stolen away by Jigdrel. This may be the chance they need. Jigdrel! Mistake this time from Tariq Kazi. Again, so many times we have seen that shot go in for Jigdrel, most notably against that 3-3 draw, I believe, versus Chang, where they came back in response to amazing long rangers coming in from Tenda, Alex Willen. And I forgot the third, but it was Jigdrel who got two amazing goals in response. Both long rangers as well. Seems like his quality has not dropped, even with that injury of his. Ankle sprain, I heard. Vampire as well, dealing with the same issue. But eventually, may want to move on from that. Vampire, Kodo Aqua. Not quite the elevation on the cross he wanted, but it is towards Jigdrel, looking for a shot past Chutur. Chutur does well, keeping that angle closed off, and now RTC are forced to retreat. Chauka off to Aqua. Abdul Majid Shamate. Straight up, Tete. Vampire loading up that left foot straight towards Kelson Zangpo. Rebound cleared off by Afridi. Dangerous chance from RTC. They may want to hunt for one more opportunity again. Vampire tried to flick it over. Chutur, unaware that Bale was just waiting for that. Very move, and now Chauka. Chimisawa. Guado Aqua in midfield. RTC gaining a bit of momentum, but that touch may have just stolen it away. Hagi just in the right position. Over to Utah. Richard Sania. And now Tomiyuki Anazato. Half an hour on the clock. Siddiq Jawara. Tariq Kazi. Tomo. Chutur. Look at that right back. All the way in the middle, and that execution has just been fitting his ambitions like a glove. Couldn't have asked for a better suited position for the guy who likes getting involved up in front so much. So many involvements creatively. Only a couple of them on the stat sheet as assists, but right now a lot more to do. RTC refusing to go down. As possession goes all the way back to Abdul Majid Shamate. Nathaniel Tete posted up way up in front. Siddiq Jawara dragged away as well. But despite that, no advantage on the flanks. It will be back to their own centre-back and captain, Chimisawa. Again, a closer look at that shot from Vampire. In the meanwhile, Kelson Zampo did well reacting in a Afridi. Did well on the follow-up. Rebound could have very well been a chance. Pretty sure their coach would have wanted Dilip in that squad off of that opportunity, because as we know, the number 9, despite his lack of height, has been making it up for it with a lot of hunger. So many goals coming in off of rebound opportunities for the number 9. That most memorable one was that header off of Jigdrill's long shot came in off the crossbar. Dilip just there. Somehow just there. 8 out of 10 times ball ain't going to come where he is. But those 2 chances are more than enough. Hopefully someone else steps up for that role, as right now RTC does attempt a cross in. Afridi keeps it away. Vampire. No angle delivery coming in from afar. Header keeps it afloat up high. It may be Jigdrill's ball, but Chutur denying that chance, and now PARO on the counter. They have Abdul Palde. Yuta Mishima up front. Chutur on the right. It is Yuta who it goes to. And PARO deciding to get a bit more numbers involved. Hagi played it to a Somsering who wanted RTC to take a touch, but did not fall for the bait. It will be thrown for the Blues. Possession getting hectic. But at the end of it, Jimisirim does find Jigdrill down on the flanks. Chutur. A bit of familiarity between the two. But that matchup avoided. Now in midfield, Jimisirim, Yuta Mishima putting a bit of pressure. PARO has compacted quite solidly. In fact, not many spaces available for RTC to take. They are forced to linger around the edges. RTC, Kodoaka, back out to set him. Oh, was a bit of a fumble there. Close call up front for RTC. Without success. Just unfortunate. Again, a closer look at that. Sangye is there. Over to Riku. And just an amazing ball that somehow missed a decent opportunity to get the equalizer in. 10 minutes remain on the clock. RTC with possession. Chimmy. RTC. It is a good ball played up front. Can they keep it alive? But that spin on that ball just punishing as it simply rolled up and forward. Here's a look at the own goal coming in from Sangye. Is there again? Not quite sure what happened. Not a mistake he makes every day. Has been one of them more consistent performers, in fact, this season. But just a simple moment of confusion, all it took for a guy like him to get that ball in. Would have been 0-0, but again, PARO right now, the better end of that. Ever so grateful for that chance. Hasn't seen one go in for them, despite coming so close with connections with Yuta Mishima. Nathaniel Tete. Solid header. It is PARO who keeps it away, but RTC with the deflection will be a throw-in for PARO the other way. RTC follow-up left foot, but not enough power from Pemazanko. So many close calls coming in from RTC. Momentum is theirs, but just unable to capitalize on so many opportunities. Richard Sania. PARO, despite being up, they are conceding a lot of chances over without being able to get even a shot off from their side. May want to get that momentum swinging the other way, just so that they have a little bit more comfort in the back of their mind before moving on. But right now, Siddiqui, Nathaniel did well closing, and we all know what the centre-back can do. And he has the ball at his feet at that sort of range. No distance too far enough for the Gambian big man. Clean ball played up, but Chimi able to get at the end of it. Balde takes a touch away from Jigdral and now keeps it in for Sania and Chotur, who is down by Stange, is it? But it seems like possession will go for RTC. RTC, solid bit of chance. Jigdral on the other end, touch, took it way too high. Right foot comes in. Not unable to find a bit more edge on that ball. It simply goes all the way out. Close call, have to appreciate the effort. Again, that touch made that situation seem hopeless. But again, it has been Jigdral's strength. That explosiveness kept that ball grounded in the blink of an eye. Just amazing. But right now, without seeing success, it will still be a desolate situation coming up for RTC. 5 minutes remain on the clock. And right now, possession is for PARO. Kelson taking a bit of risk. Already had one close call in the first couple of minutes with Nathaniel Tete getting a touch off of a clearance from Gelson Zangpo. Riku Ichimura was coming in hot this time, but gets the escape nonetheless. Back out to Chimi. Deno. Chimi Serim tried to turn it around past Som Sering, who had the correct read, but got too handsy with that challenge. It will be RTC still. Three minutes left. Gelson Zangpo. The chance for PARO maybe to get one more in, because right now so many chances are coming in from RTC that eventually one of them will surely fall in. PARO may not want to take that risk, as the production right now seems like they have come to a halt. Yuta Mishima just a little off today. That is making all the difference as PARO struggle to find a proper goal up. It is a possession inside the box, but Abdul Majid Shamate nimble enough to take that away. And now Nathaniel Tete tries to turn it around past Siddiqui. That fumble will set him back, and now possession handed over to PARO. Right inside Sanya. Rushing that shot, took it towards the contest coming in. And now Pemozampo able to take it past Tomiyuki, and now Jigu on the left. Terikazi quick to track back, Jigdrel. Touch came in too heavy. Chutor able to get a foot in, and back out to Mohip Afridi it is. Tomo. Over to Chutor. A calm possession coming in from PARO, who are simply looking to run down the clock as much as they can. Siddiqui Jawara eventually may look to close the first half himself. It could very well be a possibility, because he does have a lot of space. Mohip Afridi back out to Siddiqui. That shot may be coming in. There's the setup. There's the shot. Just off. But ever so little. Everybody saw that shot coming. But this time, so did Tendo. Amazing from the RTC goalkeeper, who saw that shot, went for it as well. Not something we've seen so far from the rest of the goalkeepers who had to deal with Siddiqui Jawara's shot. So an amazing display, at least from the RTC goalkeeper, as Balde clipped off by Chimi. Only a couple of seconds remain until we see the signal for additional time. Will PARO go into the halftime break with the lead? You have no need to rush. RTC on the other end may want to put in a bit more energy, as they do have a rest incoming. 1 more minute has been awarded as stoppage time.
1 minute additional time.
But with that notice coming in, Hagi picking up the pace for PARO, has Chutor straight down the middle. Tomoyuki may want to find Nima, he does, and now Richard Sanya on the flank. Sangies, they're taking on that assignment. Pale with a clean escape, and now that right foot opening up for a cross. Left foot gets a touch closer. Richard Sanya looking for that volley, but headed away by Sanya. Maybe a chance from afar for Tomo. Chutor tried to take a touch pass. Sangies, they're unable to do so. It is contested by Vampire. And with that roll throw in for PARO for the last 10 seconds of play. Sanya. Back into Chutor. Cross comes in low. Pale setting up. Yuta Mishima may get the turnaround. Sanya gets the last touch, but over the crossbar it is. Goal kick for RTC, but that will not matter as the whistle comes in. Yuta Mishima, just unable to find success so far in the first half, has the chance to extend himself up at the top of the scorers list as the lone top scorer, but doesn't really seem like that will be the case today. But who knows, second half a completely different story. Could have been 0-0 had it not been for that own goal. But Sangezer has recovered well from that mishap, that unfortunate moment. And hopefully we see a much better fight from RTC, who have so far provided so many chances to get themselves back into the game. Just unfortunate that all of them have missed. Well, with that, we enter the halftime break. PARO up by 1 against RTC, still down at 0. Hopefully we are up for a much better face-off between the two in the second half. But this is where we will end for the first half. See you guys when we're back in action.
Substitution for team.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Zangpo, and welcome back to the second half of the showdown between PARO FC and RTC, where right now the home side leads by 1, courtesy of an own goal 8 minutes in from Sangayezer. But right now, RTC have bounced back completely from that mishap. They are looking the more confident side today. At least for the entirety of the first half, many amazing shots coming in for RTC off of mistakes from the back line, off of amazing situations they create themselves. But right now, PARO looking to take that momentum away immediately after. Did have one substitution, Somsring Doji, taken out for Keza Doji, number 14, who has come in. RTC looking to pick up where they left off. A cross comes in, header misses from Nathaniel Tete. Close call. That chance came out of nowhere. And Nathaniel's appeal goes out again, but Siddiqui keeps it in the line. It is taken away neat by Ugandoji. Pass Hagi. Pass Keza. Pema Zampo right inside. Jigdrell. Vampire left foot, but again, straight towards the ball boy. Close goal there again, 2 times 2. Jigdrell looking for his shot, but Vampire taking it with that left, just cannot connect properly. Has been the story of this game. At least he's not smashing it over the crossbar like he has done for most of his campaign this season. But again, eventually, that may want to come in a bit tighter to the target if they want to see a positive result out of today's match. As Tarikazi plays it back to Gelson Zangpo, who again today has been phenomenal. Not always do we get to see the PARO goalkeeper get the chance to shine due to the amazing caliber of his defense, which more times than not never lets balls in. Today, however, RTC, with the chances they are getting, are putting a bit of pressure up on Gelson Zangpo, but he has come out on top of all of these. As Jimmy Sirim comes in with a charge against Keza. It will be PARO's ball. A bit of a confusion there, but RTC has been allowed to play on. Abdul Majid Shamate stepping up. Alongside Gideon Rinchin has been a name we've seen time and time again in that backline for RTC. But right now it is Abdul, has been at the end of so many promising possessions for PARO. Overhit, and without finding a touch it will go out. Almost, but with the pressure coming in, Tarikazi forced to smash it out, and the touch hefty from Sange is here. It is PARO with the throw in much further up ahead. Contested again, RTC put in a bit of a panic as PARO still continuing to hug down that line, forcing possessions out for throw-ins again and again. Siddiqui Jawara, past Nathaniel. Siddiqui, a lot of space, may not be a situation RTC will want themselves in. Siddiqui lets that one fly, but clipped the ankles of the defender up ahead. It seems like it was friendly fire. Abduli Balde last touch. And look at that smile again. Abduli not happy with that. Wait, still too early, he says, for Siddiqui to have that much fun. But pressure on Abdul Majid gets the technique wrong, and it will be thrown for Kezadoji. Close call again from RTC. Denham Namgyal just lucky this time. Lot of distractions today. Again, Siddiqui. No ambition. No realistic ambition, at least, of seeing that one go in. But Denham Namgyal just got off guard. Siddiqui Jawara again. Trouble for the big man. Yellow card for the Gambian. Just went straight in for Nathaniel Tete. Hopefully RTC's forward is alright and good to go. But again, 6'3" of pure muscle. Climbing up on your back. A lot of thigh and knees as well. Something you would only see in nightmares, but right now RTC having to deal with it personally. Ever since those escalations, not really much of a promise. It is a slow stretch coming in from PARO. Tomoyuki able to shield that away from Vampire, and now Riku hunting for advantage, can't get past the wall up in front, and now Gelson Zampo to play it up long, but Nathaniel Tete ends up with possession somehow. Able to get it away from Hagi. Keza coming in from behind. Tomoyuki up in front, but outlet towards Vampire. Tried to trade it in past Tomoyuki, but The Japanese now able to play a ball up, down on the flank, does have Richard Sanya and Yuta Mishima straight down the middle alongside Keza as well. Cross, who will it go to? Well, a lot of promise on the build-up, but again, RTC are doing amazing on defense. Sange has come awake after that own goal of his that is still keeping PARO in the lead. 45 minutes it has been since he scored that own goal. And right now, I haven't seen much action since, despite coming so close. RTC may eventually want to patch that mistake up. But right now, Abdul Dipale still trying to find advantage. Not many angles favoring PARO possession. Has to retreat ever so slightly to play it to Siddiqui Jawara. Keza off to Siddiqui. Kelson Zangpo. And now Mohib Afridi. A lot of space in the middle, taking it for himself. Richard Sania. The first step towards hopefully something miraculous as that cross comes in. Touch there, but Tendon Namgyal solid enough to make no mistakes this time around. Again, Chutar making it look very dangerous, and Yuta acrobatic enough to somehow force a touch in despite the awkwardness of his balance. And Hagi this time will not be able to extend PARO's lead. Hagi. Possible handball there. But it does escape the vision of the referee. But RTC does have possession still. Chance up front, steadily creeping in down the flank, but unable to build much promise on top of that possession. It may still be a chance for RTC. However, PARO may not want to let their guards down. Jigdrill has the short option alongside Chimitsitim. Does look like Jigdrill is making moves inside. Daniel Tete, possible target alongside Abdul Majid Chamate. Cross comes in, back post. Abdul cannot get over the post up, and it will be a throw in on the other side instead. Stolen away by PARO. Quick on the counter. RTC doing well, tracking back. Kwalo Aqua bothers Hagi's pass enough. Skips past Tomoyuki out towards Nyemas. Almost stolen away by RTC, but they will get the throw in to build upon that very same momentum. The only question now is this time, can they get it correct? Paro's possession, Richard Sania. All the way to Siddiqui Jawara. Keza keeps it towards Siddiqui still. Solid connections between the two, although looking a bit risky. They are still able to retain possession. Mohib Afridi. Tomo. Afridi over to Tarikazi. A lot of options now opening up, especially down on the right flank. Did try to send it there, but overhit it. Cannot find Balde. It will still be Paro's ball, however. Still the slow pace here in this match, this time in favor for RTC. They do have the chance again. The first half did end up favoring RTC with a lot of chances. A lot of shots coming in from Jake Trill, from Vampire, from Nathaniel Tete, who had so many chances as well, but came short with the contact. But the second half right now, RTC completely on the defensive end as Paro just picked up the tempo. Abdul Bale straight in the middle, challenge heavy coming in. And it will be an advantageous spot for Paro as well. Right at the edge of the box. A bit off to the side, but nothing they will not be able to deal with. A lot of left-footed talents. Capable enough of handling with that set piece chance. Siddiqui Jawara stepping up as well. But again, if the big man is going to send it in with power, it should go straight to the wall, especially with that close. We have seen him commit to a lot of attacks, a lot of chances. That close, but with his power, all of them just simply floated up over the crossbar. So likely odds that it will go to Abdul Balde. Siddiqui takes it low instead. But RTC did well preparing. Had a man committed, laying down right behind the wall. Does seem like it worked. When Mohib Afridi no advantage, it will be over to Denum Namgyal. Sania. Still, again, despite having a lead, Paro still has not found a success in open play. Or even from their own team. It was Sange there who opened it up, but right now, 63 minutes in, it is a level playing field between the two. RTC could very well come up with the upset of the season. Timber City and Transport United, both in second and third, were set back by unexpected setbacks. In fact, Timber City went over to Tirang completely expecting a win, but ended up with a draw instead. Transport United completely decimated by Timpo FC, who now look to soon join the top three. Paro hasn't faced a loss or even a draw since their first two games. So still very, very possible that that streak may be put to the challenge today if RTC can somehow come in with miracles again. Early leads, not quite the identity of RTC. They have reached, they were in the top four for quite a while because they had so many last minute heroics. Early on, it was Jigdrill who single handedly spearheaded so many last minute game changers. But since then, the rest of the team has picked up on that identity as well. Jimmy Tsedem, recently. And now with the additions of guys like Riku and Kwalo Aqua, hopefully that talent, that capacity will shine a bit more. Hagi. Sanya plays it in still. Purpa may have overhit it, and Keza unable to find advantage, will go all the way.
Substitution for PARO FC, jersey number 18, Fupa Wangchuk is being replaced by jersey number 16, Chiltrim Namgyal.
Also, PARO FC sub coming in, Setim Namgil has come in for Purpa Wachu as RTC immediately putting pressure on the other end. Gelson Sangpo, no need to worry, his defense good enough as always. Tarikazi makes it clean and RTC now have a corner. So far, no advantages. Jimisirim has Richard Sanye putting in a bit of a distraction all the way up in front. Has Sitim as well. Jimisirim will play it right beyond Sanya. Pemazangpo setting up that left foot first time. Blocked off by Chutur. And nobody from RTC on the follow-up as Tomoyuki sends it all the way out. Throw in for RTC. Sangye is there. Decent setup for Vampire. Can they follow it up immediately after? Abdul Majid keeps it towards Ugandochi. Kwado Aqua having to step in way deep than he normally would like to, but now Chauka. This could be promising. RTC do have plenty of numbers to work with, but that cross could have had so many more ways it could have gone. Ended up getting low, and now Kwado Aqua forced to retreat. Back out towards Abdul Majid Shamate. Abdul Ipali stepping up. Kwado Aqua still. Majid not liking the pressure. Sends it all the way up. Afridi a lot to do. Does manage to get the header off. Sitim up in the air. Still Paro looking for the follow-up. Abdul Ipali with a clean chest over to Yuta Mishima. And now Chauka with a lot to do. Covered up that crossing lane, and now a shot coming in from Sania. Blocked off by Abdul Majid Shamate again. Just amazing positioning and discipline coming in from RTC's back line. Chauka to deny the first pass that came in from Yuta Mishima. Dendrup was there, but again, the best case scenario, don't let it ever get to your goalkeeper. Abdul Majid Shamate doing just that, and Dendrup will be ever so grateful for that effort from his defender as we have a substitution. Coming in, Sangye is there. Sangye is there is being
Substitution for RTC FC,
taken out for Ukiowashu.
is being replaced by jersey number 11, Kinzang Tenzin, and jersey number 30, Sangyu Yezer, is being replaced by jersey number 32, Ugenwachu.
Also, Kinza Tenzin has stepped in for Jigdrill as well. Hopefully that change gives them enough energy up front. But right now, in the back is where they will start their first minutes of the match. Dangerous chance, but again, Kinza right there. Sit him. Not handing over initiative. Vampire. Sitim able to recover. Followed up with a shot, but too tight of an angle. Went straight towards the side of the net. It will be the end of Namgyal. Abduli Palde, Paro could very well get a chance off of this. Paro allowed to play on. Still have a chance to Richard Sanya, but Jimmy Serim able to cap off that possession. Could be anybody's deflection. Off of Sanya. And it will be the end of Namgyals. Close call coming in. That challenge possibly risky, but does get away without any disadvantage. Despite swapping around their flanks, Paro still no advantage. Sitim is single-handedly creating a lot of chances, however, despite not finding success. And Abduli Balde, especially Yuta Mishima, struggling today. Otherwise, his poaching instincts just on point. His positioning hard to compare against anybody else, but today has just been steps short of so many brilliant deliveries inside. On the other end, Vampire heating up Nathaniel Tete as well, but the same. Just that final step evading their efforts, and RTC find themselves with the throw-in. So far, Paro has been defending amazingly. Mohibullah Kazi right now getting a pep talk from Tomoyuki. Nima Sanya posted up in that wall. Siddiqui may have a tough time covering up against Nathaniel Tete. Does have the advantage up in the air, but Nathaniel has shown that he can get the advantage out of the Gambian big man in these situations where his first step will be tested properly to find the separation he wants. Delivery comes in slow touch, sets it up for Vampire, but it is away from everybody else. And now sent all the way back, Yuta Mishima up for Abduli Palde. It is a 2-on-2. Yuta Mishima again does not get the pass coming his way this time. Was setting up for a lovely run. But advantage denied. And the mistake coming in from their own side as now it is back to Chimisewa. Nathaniel Tete for RTC. Chance all the way out. Keza. Unable to find a touch on that ball. Kinza plays a wonderful one over to Ukin. And now Kinzang still gets the recovery, but against the double team, not much he can do. Jimmy Serim gets himself separated. Header! Does not find its mark. Riku with a decent effort after a long while, a bit more than a quarter of an hour left. And Paro has lost all the momentum they had since that counter-attack. Best thing they could do would be to keep that touch, keep as many touches away from RTC as possible. But right now, RTC are picking the heat they had in the first half. Tomoyuki. Clean fast touch over to Abdul Palde, and now a lot of space down on the flanks. Chimmy stepping up. Yuta Mishima. Tough traffic to beat. And now Siddiqui Jawara. Nathaniel Tete forced to attach himself to the Gambian for fear of those bullets coming in from the Gambian. But too tangled up, it will be RTC's call to take. Tomo. Quado Aqua inside towards Bema. Just unfortunate from Quado as well. A very late trip. And Paro will earn a chance inside RTC's half. Could very well be the momentum changer that they were looking for. Right now, their counter-attacks not having the personnel they need. Only Utah and Abdul Balde, the goal scorers versus Al Muslim, making those runs up front. And a reset very well what they need as it is played back to Mohib Afridi. Siddiqui Jawara. Pretty risky with that shove coming in, but with Nathaniel Tete already going down, it is Paro's ball. Tariq Kazi. 76 minutes in again right now. RTC the chance to make the top four ever so tighter with Transport and Timbu City facing massive setbacks in their contention against Paro. It does feel like a pretty easy cruise for Paro. As Tomo off the side post and out. Maybe a chance they want to hunt for again. They are able to keep possession in, but defense comes in clutch. Jimmy's tongue able to block it off. But again, just look at that attempt set up wonderfully by Abduli. And Tomo looking to serve it past Abduli. Angle too narrow. Dendrup a bit lower. Had that bit on target, would have made for an entertaining goal. But without it going in, it will be a corner for Paro. Richard Sania. A lot of targets. It may be worthwhile having a lot of numbers posted up inside. Still confusion as possession is kept up in the air. Kens are able to clear it off at least. And now back out to Tomoyuki Hanazato. Kelsen. Pressure coming in steady, but no success still. Tomo, the freebie. Sania, a bit reckless with that, it looks like. We have a couple more changes, it seems, coming in. There it is, Evans Asante for Paro, coming in for Richard Sania.
Substitution for RTC FC, jersey number 33, Aqua is being replaced by jersey number 15, Nima.
There's the sub for Paro. Sania coming out. Evans Asante. Paro speedy boy coming right back in.
Substitution for PARO FC, jersey number 97, Richard is being replaced by jersey number 25, Asante.
Was dealing with injury concerns, but again, as Coach Pushpalal had shown, Paro's fans during that press conference for the AFC match versus Abu Muslim. Evans Asante back faster than ever, stronger than ever. Still not taking risk, giving him the entirety of the 90 minutes to work with. The last 10 minutes of play should be enough for Asante to make something happen right now. They do need all the help they can get up front. Utah and Balde, by their lonesome, unable to forward a goal right now. Ugiwanchu. Throw in for PARO. Clean challenge, says the referee, and now RTC looking to play it up front, but again inaccurate as it goes straight towards Kelson Zampo. No rush for the PARO goalkeeper, no rush for the PARO side, who will gladly shave some time off. Moip Afridi. Late coming in from Chimi. Tomiyuki sent down to the ground. Utah, sit him. Utah, Tarikazi. 10 minutes of play. RTC probably banking on the same mistakes they got earlier from PARO to happen again by putting in a bit of pressure. But right now, all they focus on that back line as Abdul Majid Shamate able to get a full on Asante shot. Not quite brilliant, but does enough to get it towards Utah. And now inside, Asante turn around, feint. Pokes it towards Abdul Ipale, but no advantage off of that chance. And now Nathaniel Tete. Yellow card for Jimmy Tittim. As PARO will get yet another chance. Yep, definitely warranted a card there. Way too reckless, went straight for the man as well. Nowhere near in play. Still went for it nonetheless. But again, one can only imagine the stress that RTC is facing right now. Would have been a draw right now had it not been for that own goal. Other than that, they have been playing amazing. One of the best fights put up against PARO FC we have seen in a long while. Also much better than the earlier mid of 4-0. But right now, Siddiqui Jawara looking to change that story again. Denduk may have a lot to do right now. A bit more leaner of a wall as Siddiqui. Plenty of strength, that we can't argue, but the accuracy just a bit lacking from that close of a range. The first time we've seen people have that issue. PARO have compacted. RTC, not many avenues to work with. Chimisirim. Kinza. Over to the flanks. Cross. It is a feint. Nyima does well. But that left foot still sets up a header right in for Nathaniel Tete. But it had to go straight towards Kelson Zampo, whose positioning today as a goalkeeper is just simply unbeatable. So many shots has come against PARO, but Gelson Zampo hasn't died for even one of them. For all of these, he has just managed to put himself in the correct position to not have to work an extra sweat off. And now Asante back out to Siddiqui Jawara. Moip Afridi. Nathaniel Tete, strong challenges coming in from Tomoyuki. But it will not matter. RTC will get the chance to play in. A touch keeps it calmly for Riku. Amazing setup, one-on-one. Nima! Missed! Amazing recovery from Afridi, Nima, and Gelson Sangpo to at least put a body in the way of that shot. And all Nima Gelson could do was just see that ball go out. Amazing setup from Riku. Just got it around the centre back, but hopefully that chance does not go to waste. Vampire to set it up. It is slapped away by Gelson. And RTC will not see their ambitions through. 5 minutes remaining. PARO's ball it is. Siddiqui gets that outlet right on time. Siddiqui still has Utah, but that pass to no one in particular. And Nathaniel Tete is let loose. Siddiqui tracking back. Mohib covering the lane. But not quite sure what the ambitions were that sent that ball flying all the way over to the sunset. Had plenty of runners as well. Kinza right straight down the middle. As RTC throw away yet another chance again. Chimmy taking Balde out of the equation. Then Namgil will get the kick. Not much time remain again. So many last-minute heroics have come in for RTC, who manage to somehow expend all their energy inside the dying stretch of the match. But with Jigdrill out of the equation, it may be up to somebody else to fill in that gap. But that's like a bit of magic. No. Playing it all the way up. Header flicks it back. Kept away. Throw in for PARO. RTC. A bit more numbers up front. Vampire does launch it all the way up front for no advantage. Past Afridi again. They had a lot of personnel joining the attack, but opted to send it towards Kinza. But unsuccessful connection. Gelson Zangpo will get the calmest pickup of his life. 2 minutes remain. Gelson Zangpo. Can PARO at least close off this match with one proper goal of their own? A win is a win, but right now coming off of a 4-0 record against RTC, not quite the strong showcase they were looking to put up today at home. Yuta Mishima over to Keza. No space allowed except for that flank, which Tomo does pick apart quite surgically. Kept towards Sidham. Yuta. Terikazi. Played over to the flank. Last minute of play. Abdul Pale looking for advantage, can find none. Is the throw in, PARO FC. Dangerous inside RTC's half. Can they make something out of it? A lot more numbers posted up. Utah stepping short. Siddiqui Jawara right down the line as well, as RTC look like they are preparing a substitution. No chance for Asante as well. Couldn't quite maneuver around the defender, and it will be my balls. A lot of pressure coming in with that. We have Nathaniel Tete being subbed out.
Additional time, 4 minutes.
With Chiminamgil coming in, will it solve their lack of attacking prowess up front? A lot of hopes coming in. But again, steadily, RTC switching to their tendency of feeling a lot of Brunei's players. But again, can't really argue with that tactic. It has, especially to the eye test, it does seem much more clearer that having more British players for RTC ends up with a much more positive result.
Substitution for RTC FC, jersey number 7, Nathaniel, is being replaced by jersey number 14, Jimmy Namgil.
Not really the possession RTC may have wanted. Back out to Tarikazi. PARO sit him. Over to Nyima, but RTC putting in a lot of contests. So much time being shaved off. Slowly but steadily as Chimi. A lot to do covering up against Asante. Chimi does well. Asante has to get handsy. It will be RTC's possession the other way. 2 minutes left on the clock. RTC, the chance for a miracle up in front. The foundation is set. All that's left is to dig deep and get out everything that they have within them. Jimmy hit him. Pema. Jimmy. Bendup. May play it long. He does play it centrally. Siddiqui Jawara, however, to find the touch. And now a hefty challenge in the way for Jimmy Sidhim, who does well, in fact, sending it towards Abdul Majid. But now it is Tomoyuki sent down. It is Yuta Mishima. Sidhim. Angle closed off Pema Zangpo. And back out to my ball. Tendum Namgel. A free, no mistakes with those headers. Had that one close call where he gave over a chance to Vampire, I believe, early on in the first half. But since then, he has been back to the form he has displayed in the last couple of games for PARO. It has just been amazing. Last minute of play. And RTC with the chance to get the last laugh here in this match. It is their possession. Numbers, check. But failure on step one will result in a quick counter the other way. Asante keeping it towards Abdul Pale. Abdul Majid Shamati, a lot to do. He is covering that crossing option. And that does enough to send that ball away for a goal kick. RTC may want to look to take it quick. Seconds remain before we are at the mercy of the referee. Jimmy. But with that, 4 minutes past, PARO unable to get a goal registered for any of their own teammates, will win courtesy of an own goal from Sangye Yeser.
The full-time
8 minutes
score we have
into
is
this
PARO
match, and
FC
1
1
nil
and RTC
will be the
FC
scoreline
0.
at the end of today's match. A lot of solid plays coming in from both teams, but again, just unfortunate that it just came way too short of their expectations. Positive plays, but it was a solid fight coming in from RTC despite the setback. Did well, created a lot of chances, but again, nobody could get the better out of each other. And with that, PARO FC will climb up even further and further away. PARO now up to 34 points, first place, 7 points away from Thimphu City, who are down at 27 after that draw, which would have given them so much regrets. But that will be it for today. Solid fight, but upcoming Drukpa versus Thimphu City should have been the match today. But again, a bit of an up and down in the schedule has gotten things a bit confusing. But that will be it for today. Thank you to all for your love. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, see you guys again on the next outing for the BoB Bhutan Premier League. Until then, peace out.
Itu juga Jawara.